Hello, it's Deborah Fryer, and today it's time for video number, I think it's number 5. Here I am outside in front of our Buddha fountain. I love it. I can't wait to turn the water on. I want to talk a little bit about habits again, because yesterday I posted something about habits and people were private messaging me, well, really, how long does it take? So I told you that I'm following John Assaraf's footsteps, which is that it takes him about 100 days, or that's what he gives himself, 100 days. So I'm giving myself 100 days of making video to get more comfortable with the video. And I also told you that Yogi Bhajan says that it takes 40 days to change a habit, 90 days to confirm a habit, and 120 days for that new habit really to become you. But here's what other psychologists and neuroscientists say about creating a habit. One person I read says it takes an average of 66 days, and what that means is it takes 66 days to form a habit. But forming a habit means you have to both break an old habit and put a new habit in place. So breaking a habit doesn't mean just breaking a habit, it means both releasing the old and establishing something new. And I was talking about this, I think yesterday, where I was saying that when we think a thought over and over, or we have an action or a habit over and over, the neurons actually get closer and closer together. And the thing is that when you stop that habit or you stop that thought path, the neurons will actually disperse again. So it's pretty cool. Neuroplasticity means that we can literally remap our brains. That's cool. And it doesn't mean that the old one goes away. It just means that it becomes less dominant. And, you know, we make the road by walking it. So the more you think a thought, the more that neural path gets really encoded in your brain, which is super cool. So one person I read said the average is 66 days. Another person said it's 6 months minimum. And that is only if you're committed to it, which makes sense, right? I mean, how many times have you said, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and you don't do it, right? You're not committed to it. You're more committed to where you are. So it's 6 months if you're totally committed, and you also have a strategy for it. So those are some of the actual numbers that I've heard for how long it takes to break a habit. But on the other hand, you know, if you're super motivated to do it, you can do it immediately. And there are examples of that where people, you know, get a diagnosis and they immediately change their lives. Or let's say they have their blood tested and they're told you're going to have a heart attack if you don't stop eating meat, and they immediately quit. So really the motivation has everything to do with it. So I want to start telling you some of my go-to habits, and I'm going to start with the one that I do every single day, first thing in the morning and last thing before I go to sleep. And that is that I have a habit of daily gratitudes. And so when I wake up, first thing before my feet hit the floor, I ask myself, what am I grateful for? And I go through as many gratitudes as I can possibly think of and feel into, so that I prime my brain for gratitude. Because what we know about cognitive priming is you just tell your brain, go look for something, and it will. It's kind of like a puppy. You throw the tennis ball and it'll go after it. So tell your brain, go look for stuff to be grateful for, and it will. So I always start my day with gratitudes, and I always end my day with gratitudes. And I've also gotten into the habit of asking my beloved, what are you grateful for? So it's a lovely thing to share with your beloved, with your kids, with your family members, to prime your brain, just to really bookend your day with gratitude. And that's a practice that I return to throughout the day, anytime I notice I'm not in alignment with me. And I feel that in my body, and then I immediately can transform it. Instead of going down the road of, oh, this is terrible because, I say, well, this is great because la la la. So I'm thinking about it right now because I'm actually procrastinating. I need to do my taxes and I've been avoiding it, and I keep telling myself it's great that I am going to have to pay a lot in taxes this year because of my business totally rocked. So it's a great problem to have. I'm not happy that I have to pay a lot, but it's really great that my businesses are thriving and I'm supporting lots of people and contributing so much to the community. So that's what I have to share today. Have a beautiful day. I love seeing that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me, and sending you lots of love and blessings, and I will see you tomorrow. If you're just joining me for the first time, I have put myself on a challenge that is really hard for me, which is a visibility challenge. For years, every time I get visible, I have a vulnerability hangover, and I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to be more visible and be more comfortable with it, because how can we serve? How can we contribute if we're going to hide? And so many of my clients are saying to me, how do I get more visible? So I'm walking the talk and being out there, showing how you get more visible. You just show up. And I think this is day 5, so I have 95 more days to my commitment, and then we'll see what happens. So have a beautiful day. I'm going to go do my taxes now. Thanks.